early to start looking at career paths. That's why Quincy University's Aviation Club decided to give local Girl Scouts the chance to hear about the aeronautics industry this afternoon. WGEM's Zeke Shapiro was at the event and has more on what they learned.
Dozens of Girl Scouts of different age groups showed up to the Quincy airport as the QU Aviation Club held their second Girl Scout Day of Aviation event. The Girl Scouts were introduced to pilots, flight attendants, TSA agents, and other aviation professionals. There were several stations where the Scouts could learn about the different parts of a plane and basic aeronautic topics. Both organizers and parents say it's a great way to get the community involved.
It's amazing. I really appreciate the older girls coming this year. Last year we had a lot of brownies and juniors in Girl Scouts, and this year we have a pretty good group of cadet seniors and ambassadors, and that's the ones who it really is for, because I want them to start thinking about what they want to do after high school.
It was nice hearing kind of all the different stories from the different people that are running the course here, and yeah, I think it'll be nice to offer different options for her later on in life.
QU Aviation Club President Soren Pine explained the importance of teaching girls about aviation careers. She said there is a wide gender gap in many aviation careers, and she hopes this event will motivate some of the girls to join the aviation industry. Dylan?
All right, thank you, Zeke. And organizers say they hope to continue the program, including Boy Scouts, in future years.